Mariners win 11-2 over, you know who they beat. They improved to 23-24 on the season. They take the first of the 3-game series against who, and they get the road home trip. The home trip sounds weird. The homestand off to a great start. Let's quickly talk about how it happened. Jared Kelenic gets a center cut fastball and absolutely destroys it with Julio Rodriguez already on to make it 2-0. Jose Caballero, that power hitter of power hitters, really hits the ball well, and obviously because it went over the fence, 5-0 on a 3-run homer. Jared Kelenic singles home Julio Rodriguez to make it 6-0. Julio Rodriguez doubles home AJ Pollock to make it 7-0. Eugenio Suarez reaches on an infield single to make it 8-0. A's score a couple of absolutely meaningless runs in the 8th. Mariners score an absolutely couple of meaningless runs in the bottom of the 8th. 11-2. Fun. I guess they scored 3 in that inning because 8 plus 3 equals 11. Look, fun game. You can acknowledge that the opponent is not good. But oh boy, is the opponent not good. I mean, this is a problem, baseball. It is a problem to have a team like this right now. A team that is a loss today from winning 20% of their games at the 50-game mark. Whew. Embarrassing. And the embarrassing thing is not to the players. We've talked about this a bunch because they played them 3 times already. Now it's 4. That's not the embarrassing part. The embarrassing part is that Major League Baseball and the Oakland Athletics ownership allowed this to happen. Can't. Hey, guys, it's time to wake up. Okay, Google, thank you. That's fun. I could restart. We're only 2 minutes in. It's fine. Okay, let's start with some negatives. I think the biggest negative is that I set an alarm clock and forgot to turn it off. That would be the biggest negative from the game so far. Teoscar Hernandez really struggled, which was disappointing because he's been playing so much better lately. But he did not have a very good game. 110 really struggled. Did a nice job in the first inning, and then, just didn't have it in that second inning of relief work. I think it's pretty clear that when some of these other arms are ready to come back, like Penn Murphy and hopefully Andres Munoz, come back soon, he's probably the first arm that goes down. And again, it's not so much an insult to him. It's just, you're not sending down Justin Topa. You're not sending down, even though he struggled lately, Gabe Spire. 110 is that arm. It just makes sense. He's an up and down guy at this stage in his career. Could be a nice long-term helper, but he's the guy that I'm moving down when those guys are ready. J.P. Crawford kind of struggled. Does get 1 hit. Cal Raleigh didn't have his best game. Does get an absolutely meaningless RBI ground out in the 8th. They all help, but putting you up 9, it's tough to go too crazy about. End of negatives, and really, there's just so much positives to talk about with this game. Luis Castillo was excellent. And again, I know the Oakland lineup is ever so beatable. But just if you watched him pitch outside of that very last inning, and good for him for getting through it still, he was outstanding. He wasn't catching as much of the plate as he was in previous starts. He was challenging hitters, but he wasn't throwing the ball middle. Like so many of the pitches that were hit hard against Castillo over these last few starts were just right over the middle of the plate. It doesn't matter how much movement you have on your fastball or how hard you throw it or how much depth you have in your slider or sweep or whatever the heck you want to talk about. If you leave the ball in the middle of the plate, you're going to have a bad time. And that's what Luis Castillo did in these previous starts. Didn't today. or yesterday. Really good start and really nice to see. Again, the results of 6 innings of shutout baseball are great. And they come with the caveat that it came against the worst Major League Baseball team I think I've seen. It's pretty close to it anyway. I think it is. But he looked the part. That's what was more important for me. Now, look, I would have been, if he would have looked the part and given up 5 runs in 5 innings, we'd be having a different conversation. But he didn't. And congratulations to him on the 1,000 strikeouts. That's, even in today's day and age where there are so many more strikeouts in baseball, so many more, still an impressive figure because you have to reach a pretty good inning threshold to get to that mark. Like, it's weird. There are a lot. There aren't the same kind of crazy high strikeout totals that we had at some points because people don't throw as many innings as they did. So K9 going way up, but actual strikeouts from pitchers, not as much. Not as much. He was good. Spire got the job done. Chris Flexen was great to see that he was able to finish that game because it was absolutely meaningless. And it's nice that he should be available today if Marco doesn't have his best stuff. Oh, there's so much good to talk about with the offense today, but Julio and Kelenic, man, that was fun to see. Both reached 4 times. Kelenic ends up driving in the 3. Julio ends up scoring the 3 runs. I mean, yeah, this year has been very disappointing so far. But that's a great glimpse into how great this could be. I don't want to do this whole look into the future stuff now. Obviously, there's plenty of time for this ship to be righted, and there's enough good players for this ship to be righted. But it is okay every once in a while to just be like, those 2 guys are going to play for the Seattle Mariners, hopefully for a very long time. Julio, for sure. Kelenic, I hope so. I hope so. They were outstanding. They were outstanding. I'm calling a little bit of BS on the 455 for Kelnic's homer. Didn't look that far to me. I don't care. It was crushed. It was absolutely smoked, mollywopped, whatever phrase you want to use. It was destroyed. Didn't look 455 to me. I was thinking like 420, 430. Julio was great. Ty France, one of his better games in a while, scores a couple runs, reaches 4 times. I mean, the 2-3-4-5 today, you've got Ty France going 2 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Julio 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and a hit by pitch and an RBI. Kelenic 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs and a walk. Eugenio Suarez 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. I mean, that's beyond the goal. And very nice to see against just absolutely terrible pitching, but you still got to do it, right? Really, really, really strong game for those guys. And look, we talked about it on the episode yesterday that this is cleanup time. This is a chance to get right. This is a chance to take advantage of the opportunity, a chance against 6 more games now against bad baseball teams. One really, really bad and one just bad. It's a chance to get right. It is a chance to get right. And to say they took advantage of it last night is the understatement of understatements. Fun. It's fun to win like games like this. Grandma had a blast. Grandma had an absolute blast. We got a chance to do it again today because we've got a pitching matchup of Marco Was not great last time out against Luis Medina, who is interesting, but I think more of a relief profile and has not pitched well so far. Has not pitched well. Although he did, his last 2 starts of 6 innings of 3-run baseball aren't that bad, but he's very, very. This is a game where they should score some runs. This is a game. The Oakland pitching staff in total is just wow. Wow. But even the worst win a game or two. And they've got a chance to get the ship righted too. That's crazy, though, that Oakland could go on a 29-game winning streak and they would reach 500. Whew. Baseball, come on. You can't let teams like this happen. Oh, well. Mariners win. Big time. Big time win. Big time win. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Crawford_MILB. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for game 48. If we're not at 500, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. And again, I know other teams are trying and all that stuff, and this team will try too. But every loss to AA Midland is a bad loss. So it's great to win, but it's almost at this point like just avoid the catastrophic loss. Catastrophic. This was definitely a video.